I've been a trillist. I'm a bigger problem when I click with Skrillex. Murder on my mind, it's time to pray to God. My revolver's not religious, the revolution's born. You wanna know my name, then go and tell Assange. You wanna know my game, Suicide Squad. Pistol on my waist, I might make a mistake. Headshot, oh my God, am I crazy? Cherry corner, this is Gotham City. Killer Croc, came to kidnap you in the Nazi. Ain't no mercy, got that purple Lamborghini lurking. Rose, so she know that worth it. Flooded Rolex at the Grammy Awards. They still selling, that's those Miami boys. Killers everywhere, ain't no place to run. Forgive me for my wrongs, I have just begun.
Long ago, the nations lived together in harmony. Then everything changed, the Great Rebellion, a hideous scar on a people's history. It was a time when the sun disappeared from the heavy smoke in the air, and the ground turned red from the lives that were lost, left the whole world in chaos. My sister and I were abandoned on the streets that day. In the midst of trampling feet and stampeding bodies, our parents left us to die. We only had each other. But among the despair, tales were told of the Messiah, the only person who could bring peace and harmony to our divided world, someone who would rise from the ashes of the destruction and be the king of the new world, the savior of all nations. Days went by before a group of people found us in flames. They believed that one of us could be this Messiah. We would both be a part of this new world they were creating, Soteria, but only one of us would lead it and save it. Although we picked up training fairly quickly, we still had a lot to learn before either of us were ready to save anyone, but they believed that one of us could save the world.
Show me that you've trained on your own time. Go. Ivy, concentrate. Your defense is weak. Iris, nice work. Clean and precise as usual. But you, it looked the same as last time. Sloppy.
Oh, come on, Antio. It was just a small slip-up.
I don't need your help. Let's go again.
I see your training is going well.
Hi, leader. I didn't know you were coming to view their progress today. Should we arrange for a...
No need for that. Just wanted to check on things before heading to a meeting. I'm hearing good things from Educator Nala. You have class later today, yes?
Yes, High Leader. We were going to head over after training.
Very good. See to it that their training regimen difficulty is increased. I need them at peak performance level for viewing coming up. Do you understand?
Yes, High Leader.
Reminder that all disciples are required to attend Educator Khan's seminar today in 20 minutes. Again, Educator Khan's seminar is in 20 minutes.
That is all for today. You two better hurry if you're going to make it to Khan's lecture in time.
You ready to go, Ivy?
I'll catch up with you later. I have to go check on something. I'll see you in class.
If you say so, don't be late. Educator Khan is going to kill you if you walk in the middle of his moment of greatness.
Did you see Ivy's face on the floor? Absolutely disgraceful.
Must have been really embarrassing for her, especially in front of...
Silence, you fools. Do not talk of one of the Messiah candidates in this way. You know she is capable of taking both of you down in a heartbeat.
Yes, Lady Rosea. But you must admit, of the two, it is clear who is the superior.
Yes, why are we even waiting until the viewing to choose one of them?
How many times must I explain this to you, dimwits? We cannot choose until they have finished their training. We never know what can happen in the end.
Yeah, maybe Ivy will finally break her losing streak.
What is it now? 500 to 1? Apologies.
Let's go. We shouldn't keep the High Leader waiting. We have a lot to discuss about the new re-education process with Educator Nala. And I swear on the higher power, if you two do not keep your mouths shut during this meeting, I will personally see to it that your tongues be cut out.
So this is what they think of me. Those idiots! I'll show them. I'll show all of them. I'll be better than Iris. I am better than Iris. Just watch me.
Alright, disciples, listen up. We have the viewing coming up with the High Council. Physical training is important. They also test your knowledge to see if you're capable of bringing in the new order. Let us not forget the disciples' creed. Stand up.
We devote ourselves to restoring Soteria, a new age of peace and order. The world condition has degraded, and we are to bring restoration. We adhere to the commands written by our forefathers, passed down through the High Council, preached through the High Leader, anointed by the higher power. For the good of this world, we will always remember, be wise.
You may now be seated. Pop quiz. What is the second greatest commandment?
Humble, don't stumble.
Correct.
Looks like you taught them well, Colin.
Lady Nala, you're early.
My meeting with the High Council is rather efficient. Thought I'd arrive a little early to witness one of your great moments.
You just missed one. Try not to be too heartbroken.
Oh, don't worry, I will. So, class, just as I'm sure you all thoroughly enjoy Educator Khan's lessons, I believe you won't mind a change of pace. The High Council has requested I do a special lesson with you today, so please turn your manuals to page 10. Who can tell me what this is?
It's a white owl, madam.
Correct. And what does it represent?
It represents our higher power's spirit and will. The white owl symbolizes the essence of our higher power wisdom, clairvoyance, and purity. The owls are also what saved our people from the savages. They led us to safety when we were driven out of our land.
Correct again. And now, who can tell me why we were driven out of our land?
The savages betrayed us and constructed a coup to take over our land and enslave our people. We lived in harmony with them up until the days of the Great Rebellion.
Ah, and that's where most people get it wrong. The coup was not put together by the savage people. Their heads are filled with nothing but hot air, and frankly, they lack the brain power to put something of that scale together. In actuality, our leader and their leader were great companions before the time of the Great Rebellion. They were the wisest of our communities, and taught us the law and how to live according to the higher power's instruction. But the savage leader grew hungry for power and recognition. He was jealous at how our people flourished because of our belief in the higher power, and how his were still decades behind, stuck in their old ways. To the savages, the higher power does not exist, and they continue to remain in the dark. And so the savage leader betrayed us in a fit of envy and selfishness. He saw how his people were slowly turning away from him and joining us in hope of a better life. He saw how our leader was gaining power and the tides were shifting in his favor. And so he revolted in what we know today as the Great Rebellion, the ultimate clash of ideologies and beliefs led by rage and jealousy. Now, in the context of all this, what significance does the owl play?
We survived because of them. The higher power used the owls to guide us to a new land where our people found the stone tablet with the prophecy etched on it.
I see Khan's teaching has actually been effective for once. And finally, who can tell me what that prophecy states?
It talks about the Messiah, a Savior set to rise from the flames of the broken world and bring in peace, order, and freedom for the nations.
Very good. Now, as you all know, we believe that the Messiah is amongst you disciples. All of you have demonstrated great skill and power and were carefully chosen to fulfill the prophecy of our people. But only one of you will actually become the Messiah. We've watched you, trained you, and taught you everything we know for this very purpose. And now, one of you will finally take your place.
Lady Nala, they can't be serious. These children have all barely come of age.
But the ones the High Council is interested in have been of age for almost a year now. They've decided it's time.
But they're not fully prepared yet.
Well, they better get prepared then.
They will die.
Maybe some of them, but certainly not the one who matters. Yes, the High Council has determined that it is time for the viewing to commence. And I hope that I don't have to remind you all that this is the test to find which of you is the Messiah. The viewing will take place in 2 months, so until then, I would prepare yourselves. Good luck, disciples.
Hey, Iris.
Oh, hey! Right?
Yeah, but call me Bart. Sorry. I just noticed you were zoning out a bit.
Zoning? Oh, yeah, sorry. Just been kind of out of it recently. Not much downtime between all the training.
No, yeah, I totally get it. The overlords are more like slave drivers. But apparently, with the generation of bringing the new order, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's just so much pressure. Every day is always study harder, practice more, learn more, network more. I really don't mind it, but it's just so draining, you know?
Well, considering Educator Khan is my dad, I think I have a pretty good idea of what you're thinking. Wah. Go do this, go do that. Half the time is because he's just too lazy to do it. My dad likes to look all official outside of the house, but he's actually pretty lame. All he does is drink and swear for the millionth time to finally start exercising because he's getting too fat.
But I thought alcohol was forbidden.
Yeah, but when you're a high-rank official, they let you off the hook for a lot of things. Or they just pretend to not see.
Oh, well that seems kind of unfair.
Yeah, the world we live in is unfair. Like, have you ever been to the outer ring of the city? Man, those people have it rough.
Yeah, they do.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said no, I've never been outside of the inner ring, but I'd love to go see what's out there.
You would?
I mean, I know there's more to our world than just the city, and there's more to the city than just the inner ring we live in. If one of us is supposed to be the savior of nations, we should at least know what the other nations are like, right?
Yeah, I guess we should. Then why don't I take you sometime?
To the outer ring?
You said you wanted to go, right? When's the next time you have some free time?
In 2 months, when the viewing is over.
Then we'll go after all the viewing commotion dies down. But if you're not busy now, would you maybe want to take a break? Get away for a little bit?
Get away to where exactly?
Can't tell you. Otherwise, you might not want to come. Why? What's wrong?
Nothing. I just remembered that I have to go look for Ivy. I didn't see her in class and I'm kind of worried. Sorry.
It's no big deal, but I'm gonna go anyways. If you change your mind, it's through the locked corridor with the yellow sign next to council room. Just knock the door 5 times in this pattern. and it'll unlock. It's a nice place to sit and think about things if you ever want to check it out on your own.
And this is why I can't have nice things. I swear, I must be the dumbest.
So what's gotten you all worked up?
Don't scare me like that.
Sorry, you were having a moment and I thought I'd ask what's up, but if you don't want to tell me.
Fine, I'll tell you. It's, I'm having a bit of a boy problem.
Boy problem? Since when did you start liking a boy? Wait, is it that Ji-Chang kid from class? He's pretty good looking.
No.
Then who? Who?
Barton.
Like Khan's kid? That Barton?
That Barton.
He's pretty cute. Nice guy, great hair, not a bad choice. So, did he say something to you that made you all crazy? Cause you seem pretty frazzled.
No, he just invited me to the garden, but it's in a forbidden zone, and if I'm not home for practice, I don't even want to think about it.
Well, I can cover for you and make up some excuse. Besides, you're already doing so well. You don't really need to train. I think you should go.
Really? Because if they catch us, we're both dead.
Trust me, it wouldn't touch us.
You think so?
I know so.
You're like the best kind of instigator. Thanks for covering for me. I owe you.
Bye. Well, I guess I should have some fun too. I wonder where the high leader is.
And said she'd cover for me.
Wow, that's really nice of her.
So what were you playing?
Oh, it was an old lullaby my mom used to sing to me when I was really young. She died when I was little, so it's just me and my dad.
Oh, it must be really hard. Sorry.
It's alright. I can't really remember much about her anyways, but yeah, it is sort of hard now, especially with my dad being so busy. I'm alone for most of the day. My mom always kept me company and supported me, so now the only way for me to feel like she's here is by playing the guitar.
Is that hers?
Yeah, it has her initials here. Oh, my pig! Thanks. Hey, my mom also taught me something else before she died. I think you might like it.
What is it?
Can't tell you. Otherwise, you might not want to do it.
Hi, leader.
How dare you barge in the middle of...
Now, I'm sure Ivy has something urgent to say, otherwise she wouldn't have run in like this. Let's hear it.
I apologize for interrupting the meeting, High Leader, but I think I heard some noises coming from the garden.
What do you mean? Only the High Council has access to the garden, and all of us are here. Who could it be?
I'm not sure. I was just passing by the area and heard some noises from behind the garden door. It sounded like some murmurs. It could also have just been the wind. But
thank you, Ivy. I'll see to this matter immediately. I'm afraid we'll have to pause the meeting. Would you care to join me to see who these intruders are?
Yes, High Leader.
I hope your training is going well. Good luck preparing for the viewing. Remember, be wise.
Okay, we have one more question left.
Dang it, maybe we should have changed it to 50 questions instead of 20.
We'd literally be here all night. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but...
We said no talking with the viewing until the game's done. But anyways, it's my turn. Can you play that song for me one more time?
Really? That's your last question?
Well, you can't really see the way your face lights up when you play like I can. Plus, I like the song, so I think my question's valid.
You make a fair point, milady.
That's a beautiful playing, Walter. It's a shame you don't put that kind of effort into your studies and training. Now, what do you two think you're doing here? This garden is a forbidden zone for you disciples.
Barton, how did you even find out about this place? Why do you have your mother's guitar? I've told you many times already, that type of music is forbidden.
I was just...
No, I don't want to hear any more of your excuses. From now on, you are forbidden to even touch your mother's guitar.
No, please. That's all I have left of her. You can't take that away.
I can and I will. And for your own good.
I'll train harder. I won't disobey you again. Please, don't take her away from me.
We're going home. Get up.
Iris,
Yes, High Leader.
who gave you the passcode to the garden?
Forgive me, High Leader. I cannot tell you.
I see. And why can't you tell me?
It would be betraying the trust of a friend. I cannot do that.
Insolent child. You've never behaved like this. Is it because of that boy? Is that the friend you're referring to?
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
Because you know, lying to the High Council is a crime punishable by death.
Even for a disciple in the High Leader's ward, it is not something we can overlook.
I promise, I have no feelings for the boy whatsoever. My curiosity got the better of me, and I strayed a bit too far. I deeply apologize, members of the High Council.
High Leader, what is your ruling on this matter?
We do not know the circumstances of her being here, and we cannot make assumptions about it. Educator Khan is appropriately punishing the boy, and Iris has extended her apologies to the High Council for being on forbidden grounds. I believe there is nothing more to say on the matter.
But I still think...
You rarely ever think. Let's not make a habit of it now. You heard the High Leader. The discussion is over.
I heard from General Antioch that you've been stumbling over simple drills lately. Is this true?
Yes, High Leader.
I see. Now with the viewing only 1 month away, what part of your brain decided it was a good idea to shut down? Has your impaired judgment affected your technical skills?
No, forgive me, High Leader. It won't happen again.
See that I am not disappointed any further.
Are you feeling okay? You weren't doing that well at practice today. Is that what the High Leader was talking to you about?
Basically, I don't know. I've just been feeling off recently.
Why? Because you were caught? Don't tell me you're still hung over that, Iris. It's been a month. Get over it.
But I can't. Bar's empty seat in the classroom reminds me every day that I screwed up. He hasn't been back to class since the garden incident, and I'm getting worried. Educator Khan is acting normally, but I know something's wrong.
What are you so worried about anyways? Didn't the High Leader say that she had nothing more to say on the matter? Unless you're accusing her of lying.
No, I'm not accusing her of anything. I'm just saying, she dropped the matter really quickly for something of that caliber. Knowing her, I think she had more to say, but probably behind closed doors.
Well, the council is meeting tonight and Educator Khan's supposed to be there. Do you want to do a little snooping?
Ivy, I'm not like you. I don't sneak around and eavesdrop on people to get their dirt.
You say that as if it's a bad thing. Come on, you don't want to know what happened to your little boyfriend? Or who gave the tip to them that you were prancing in the garden?
He's not my boyfriend, and at this rate, I doubt we'll even be friends once this is over. But I do want to know what's going on.
And this would be helping him. You can't really do anything unless you know what's going on, right? I'm sure you'll feel a lot better once you know the truth.
As you know, we will be discussing the re-education program today. Educator Khan, how are things progressing?
There have been no further changes to the subject, High Leader. He continues to display the desired results of the test. Though at the cost of his personality, he is no longer the person he used to be.
I fail to see how that could be a bad thing. Your son was a known troublemaker, and therefore the perfect subject for the test run of the re-education program.
High Leader, I beg of you, please consider undoing the effects of the program on my son. He has learned his lesson and will not step out of line again. With the way he is now, it's like he's a stranger.
Educator Khan, your son will be so much more progressive in his studies and in his training like this. He will extend beyond anything you could have ever imagined.
But High Leader, please...
That's enough. We are done talking about this.
High Leader, if you don't mind me asking, what exactly became of the boy?
Lady Rosea, please play the video from last night's test run. I don't see why we should keep the successes of our nation a secret, especially one like this.
What the heck is the re-education program?
I don't know, but I don't think it sounds good.
Ah!
That also doesn't sound good.
Oh my gosh, they're brainwashing him. The High Leader is planning on brainwashing people to obey. What kind of sick, twisted...
Shut up, the video's ending. You're gonna get us caught. Freak out later.
The world condition has degraded, and we are to bring restoration. We adhere to the commands written by our forefathers.
This, High Council, is how we will bring order to the savages that have occupied the land outside of our glorious city, for the insolent who disobey, and for the children who have yet to enter into Soteria. With the next generation readying themselves for the viewing, the best will be chosen to lead, with the Messiah as the head.
But where does that leave us, High Leader?
Do not worry, my good High Council member. The Messiah is indeed the leader of this new free world, but we, as the High Council, will be the ones truly in charge.
So the Messiah is merely a puppet?
Technically, no. The prophecy is true, and the Messiah is as powerful and wise as it foretells. We will simply be using this power and wisdom to our own advantage. It's called manipulation. And when the Messiah finally comes into play, we will begin tearing down the structures of our old ways and rebuild Soteria into more than a combined city. We will re-educate the next generation to create a government that will not fall like the last. People will be under the control of the High Council and the Messiah. No longer will we live in chaos and disorganized fear. Fear will instead be our reigns as we hawk in a new era, a new order for Soteria.
For Soteria.
Are they serious? This can't be everything we've been training for. I don't want to bring in a world ruled by fear.
Will it be that bad, though?
What are you talking about? Of course it's that bad. We're going to be destroying innocent lives. The image and the presence of the Messiah is supposed to bring peace and love, not fear and devastation.
But they're savages. They're the bad guys.
And what about our own people's lives? They aren't going to be spared from this either. And those savages are still people too. They deserve fairness and compassion, and especially from the Messiah.
Okay, so what other way is there? Our forefathers tried negotiations and living in peace with them, but our perspectives don't match.
Why can't we try negotiations again?
The High Council doesn't believe that it's worth it. The savages aren't convinced that our way of living is right. They don't believe in the higher power.
And what's wrong with that? Just because we have different ways of living, does that mean our two nations can't live in harmony?
Iris, you know that won't work. It's not just the way we live versus the way they live. It's our very ideologies. The very core of our nations don't align. They're chaos, we're order. Nothing they do is right, and we cannot afford to stoop to their level.
We're stooping to their level if we brainwash them into believing in the higher power. This can't be the only way to get our people to come together.
If there was another way, don't you think the High Council would have thought of it? And besides, it's not really a secret that the Messiah is going to be you or me. With either of us in charge, the savages will at least be under a benevolent ruler.
At the cost of their freedom, that's not what it means to be a ruler.
Iris, it is out of our control. The most we can do is prepare for the viewing and try our best to stay low and follow orders.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't? Iris, the viewing is not an option. You can't just opt out of it.
I just can't. I can't take part in building a world where we rule people using fear and brainwashing. Submission at the cost of free will isn't true belief, and sooner or later it's going to lead to an even uglier rebellion.
Do you understand what you're saying? You're committing treason against the nation right now.
But I don't know what else to do.
I do! You're going to participate in the viewing.
But...
No! Iris, listen to me. You're going to go through with it because that's what's expected of you. If they ever find out about what you said, you're going to be killed. Then you're not even going to have the chance to change what the High Council is going to put in place. Do you even understand me? The viewing is your only hope to make a better world for these people.
Fine, I'll do it, for the sake of the people.
Good morning, disciples, and welcome to the viewing.
Excuse me, Educator Nala. Where's Educator Khan? We were under the impression that he would be briefing us on the viewing task.
Educator Khan has suddenly fallen ill. I will be briefing you on the viewing task instead, which I'm sure by now all of you have had speculations on, considering the amount of physical training you all had to go through. Does anyone have any guesses as to what it is? Nobody?
We're fighting each other?
You're partially correct. You will be fighting, but not each other. Once you enter the arena, you will be fighting against savage prisoners. And you will be fighting to kill. Now I know this is a bit of a shock to you, but you have all been well trained. You will be given 20 minutes to get ready, including armor and weapons. Once time is up, the doors will open and you will begin. Good luck, disciples, and always be wise.
I can't do this. We're here and he's by himself, Anne.
Shh. Yes, you can. You've trained for this. You have the highest grades and the best scores. You're going to be fine.
Yeah, and training combat with fake weapons, and all of us are fighting to kill. That means either we kill them or they kill us. I can't kill someone.
Iris, get a grip. I wasn't going to mention these, but it looks like you're going to need them to even walk through the doors.
What?
I think they were the prototype for that re-education program. They're supposed to numb your natural inhibitors that stop you from harming others. Basically, it turns you into a machine, but only for a few hours. The effects are only temporary, so they've scrapped them.
How?
I stole them from High Leader's Law. Any more questions? Good. Now, the effects are immediate, so you're going to have to sneak one during the viewing when you're out there, so they don't notice anything suspicious when you're back here.
And you're sure the effects are temporary?
100%. Trust me, you'll be fine.
Disciples, it is time.
Good morning to all, and welcome to the viewing. The day has come for the prophecy of the Messiah to be fulfilled by one of these disciples. They have trained long and hard to prove themselves worthy of leading our world into a future of peace and prosperity. To prove their strength and loyalty, the disciples will display their knowledge and skill in a test of mortal combat against our enemies, the savages. I expect no mercy in the arenas. Remember, these people are beneath us. Show them their place in this world.
What are you doing?
No, I'm not going to kill you. High Leader, with all due respect, I don't believe this is the right thing to do. How will this make us any different than the ancient governments? How will this make us better than them? This will not bring the peace that we need. This will just create fear with no freedom. This is... Ivy, no!
High Leader, I believe Iris is no longer qualified to become the Messiah.
She is right. Iris does not display the resolve and strength it takes to destroy our enemies.
I fear that one day she will betray Soteria. She would bring death to us all.
We need to re-educate her, High Leader. It is the only way to return her back to her senses. Look what it did for Educator Khan's son. He killed that savage with no hesitation.
As did Ivy. Perhaps we had overlooked her and were blinded by Iris's deception. She has always taken the back seat to Iris, but it seems as though Ivy has a drive that Iris does not have. She would be a more suitable messiah than her sister.
High Leader, what do you suggest?
Ivy, validate your worth and secure your position in this new order as the Messiah. Finish the task at hand. Excellent. See to it that the trophy is left out in the wilderness where she belongs.
Yes, I do.
No, Ivy, don't do this. You don't have to be like them.
Goodbye, Iris.
Citizens of Soteria, may I present to you your Messiah. Together, we will usher in a new era of peace, prosperity, and freedom. We will build this new nation from the ashes of our old ways, for starting today, the new order begins. The new Soteria has been born.
Ivy, how could you?
How could I? If you can't even answer that question, you don't even deserve to know. But since you're so desperate to find out, I'll let you in on that secret.
What are you even talking about?
All this time, I've been in your shadow. I've been neglected, looked over, ridiculed by everyone, all because you were a little better than me. From the day we started training, they all favored you. And even before the viewing, they had already named you the Messiah. I was simply a toy, a punching bag for you to use and to be thrown away in the end. I was never even an option for the High Council, so I needed to get you out of the way in order for them to see me and my worth.
And so you betrayed me? Your way of thinking has been tainted by them. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone.
Shut up! Don't you dare talk about proving my worth to these people. You speak from someone who has no idea what it's like living under someone like this. What it feels like to try so hard, but you always get tossed to the side. Just like how Mom and Dad threw us away.
Which means we're all each other has. We're sisters, Ivy. Our loyalty lies in our blood.
Sister? I don't seem to have one. All I see in front of me is a dirty traitor who finally learned what it's like to be rejected. Goodbye, chosen one.
Step out of the sun because you learned on the outside, always looking in my light. Never be more than I've always been, cause I'm tapping on the glass. Waving through a window, I try to speak but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. Waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? It's like I never made a sound. Did I ever make a sound?
Don't worry, you'll be alright.
Hi everyone. So we're gonna take a short 10-minute intermission. So that's for breaks for bathroom, water. If you couldn't tell, there's snacks. You guys are allowed to eat in the back. Yes, and then after that, please be in here and we will have a small testimony from one of our members. He'll be sharing a little bit and then we will begin again. Thank you.